Assalamu alaikum and welcome to another episode of Real Talk with Riz Khan. So after over 6 months in Medina, Saudi Arabia, it's a complete change of environment. It's nice to see some greenery and grass for a change as opposed to the sand, but I'm completely missing the peace in the air and the warmth of Medina, but enjoying being back home and enjoying visiting and reconnecting with some of those favorite spots from my life and childhood in England. As you can see, we're out and about, we're on the go in a different part of the world once again. Welcome to another episode of Real Talk with Riz Khan. This time we are out and about in a place in the north of England. So what is it that we can learn about from where I'm currently positioned? Now, apart from the obvious, there are so many lessons that we can pick up, take away and transfer from nature into our own lives. And in this episode of Real Talk with Riz Khan, we're going to be exploring how we can take some lessons away from nature, but more specifically, how we can think like a farmer and employ some of those principles in our daily lives. This is the exact spot where I spent many hours with myself and with my laptop a few years ago to try and finish off my master's dissertation. I needed a location that wasn't a traditional cafe with less distractions. And you know what? I found the perfect location. Just myself, my laptop, and this incredible view. So before we get into the meat and the depth of this episode, I just want to take a moment for myself and hopefully for you to soak this in. This is an absolutely incredible view in Yorkshire of one of my favorite spots where I like to come out to declutter, to de-stress and to get some fresh air. It's a great spot where many people come for walking, for hiking, especially when the weather is good, and views and vibes like this, well, you don't get them everywhere. Welcome to the north of England. So just a very quick tour, once again continued right up the top right there. You can probably see my car is parked and I've taken a little bit of a pathway down here where I can see some rocks, and normally I like to sit on here. Maybe we'll do that a little bit later if I'm brave in it. And you can see there's a little bit of a reservoir right up top. Many people head there for walks with their dogs and animals, and well, what other animal would you take out there other than the dog? I'm not sure. I wouldn't risk bringing my cats here. But here we go. This is the view from up top. I hope you enjoy it and I hope you like it. And if you ever are in North Yorkshire, you can find this spot quite easily. So what are some of the principles or values or lessons that we can take away from nature to transfer into our own lives? Now, as with many real-world industries and jobs, there is much wisdom in the day-to-day runnings of being a farmer. And in this episode, we're going to be reflecting and taking a moment to think about how we can take some of those lessons of a farmer and consider those real-life lessons that we can learn from this industry to apply and transfer into our own lives. So this is a slight contrast from my previous episodes where I spent some time showing you around one of my homes in the Middle East, Medina, Saudi Arabia. And here we are back in the UK for a short time. A slight contrast in environment, in vibe, in location. But there is so much to learn from where we're currently standing. So much to learn about nature and from nature. So let's explore. So my first observation is about growth. Now, everybody has their own timeline in life, and growth is about enduring the natural course of weather, the natural course of maturity, of wisdom. These are some of the things that we cannot buy, but these are created through moments and experiences in life. Just as the nature around us takes its own timeline, its course of growth from seed till a fully fledged plant or bush or flower, everything has its own timeline in life. And right about now comes my second observation. Now, we wouldn't take out or uproot crops that haven't had the chance to grow. The conditions, as we know, need to be right. Sunlight, oxygen, warmth, care, understanding, and much more. Now, what happens if we pull out plants prematurely? Prematurely pulling them out or taking away their full maturity, their chance of blossoming, the chance of being complete, going through the full cycle of crop life. And similarly for us as human beings and individuals, building the right culture, conditions and surroundings for growth are all essential elements for us in all walks of life and all elements of life. Give yourselves time to learn, endure the weather, allow growth to be a natural evolution, and be present in all of the surroundings. Now, here comes my third observation. A farmer might suggest it's all about the soil, but what happens when we place the right plant in the wrong soil? For me, I think it's all about the combination that has to be of the right balance, the best plants for the right soil. And for us, we have been blessed and granted a mind by God to be able to make independent choices, independent decisions and thoughts and consideration. Every living creature is a creature of God, and we have a duty to be respectful to not only ourselves, but others and the environment too. Now, we remind teachers in my day job that every child and every adult has a capacity to learn, unlearn or relearn, or sometimes we have a job as educators and teachers to tap into the untapped potential of others and to be able to harness them so that every person, every child, every adult in our care and responsibility experiences success. To put it plainly, everybody has something that they're good at, passionate about, great at doing, and choosing the right soil for the best plant is a combination for success. Just like how the right person in the right place are ingredients for motivation and achievement. So my final observation, well, in many parts of the world, apart from England, we are blessed with 4 seasons: spring, summer, autumn and winter. And here comes my final observation. So with each season there are different sensations. The pinch of the winter breeze, the soothing summer air, and then significant wind. Plants, well, if you take a look around, they are a prime example of living organisms that withstand all of the seasons. They stand tall in strong wind and endure the baking heat, yet they never lose hope. They are always determined to reach their full growth in given situations and conditions. We will also have good seasons and terrible seasons. We can't control the weather, but we can choose how we prepare for it. Layers on in the winter, lighter clothes in the summer, and ultimately recognizing that we can only control the controllable. The rest, it's simply God's command. Have trust, faith, and complete reliance in God during the storms and seasons of warmth and of course success. More often than not, we are too busy, occupied, or even misinformed to zoom in to the details or to take a step back and step out, to observe the bigger picture whilst also appreciating the finer aspects of details of what we see around us. Now, God explains in the Quran how He sends down rain from the sky and causes all kinds of fruits and vegetables to grow as a sustenance for us human beings. in the Quran. It says, "It is He who sends down water from the sky and brings forth with it every kind of growing thing. Then from it we bring forth vegetation from which we produce the grain in clusters, and from palm trees the spatches of it, low-hanging clusters of dates, and gardens of grapes, olives and pomegranates, similar and dissimilar. Look at its fruits as it fructifies and ripens. Indeed, there are signs in that for a people who have faith." So the next time you are out for a walk in nature, on the roads, or wherever you may be, stop, pause, zoom in and then zoom out. Appreciate the beauty in nature and appreciate some of the wonderful miracles and precise plans of Almighty God, visible and evident right here. If there was a single verse to be called a verse of nature, the verse I've just shared would be entitled to be it. It's a very colourful verse that talks about many fruits and vegetation, such as grapes, olives, dates and pomegranates. Again, these are all the signs of God that exist in nature. As a matter of fact, by looking and exploring nature, we are reminded of God with every second, and our belief and faith in one God should be strengthened. Now really, who might have thought that there are so many valuable life lessons that we can take away from nature if we simply take a moment to stop, pause, reflect, to zoom in on the details and then zoom out and step back and step out to appreciate the beauty in nature and some of the beautiful creations of Almighty God. So we've done the formal moral or the messages, or in fact the real talk in this episode. I hope you've enjoyed my little nature trail and some messages of belief, of faith along the way and on the journey. I've certainly enjoyed my little moment to myself to declutter